What's up, people of the internet? iamflip here, and I'm with one more recorded session here. This game actually was released some time ago. I don't remember exactly when. See, let me check the store page. It was actually released on February 10th, so like a few months ago. And it's called The Farmer Was Replaced, where the farmer is replaced by a drone. And we need to program the drone to do stuff. Finally, I could actually show off my skills. Well, let's see. So, getting started. So all of the information is going to be on this window. You move the window around and start programming. So all programming is done in the code windows. That's this thing here. Each code window corresponds to a text file containing code, and you can run it with this. When you run a program, the code flashes so you can see the execution flow. So you can create more code windows using the plus button in the upper right corner of the screen. Ooh. Yeah, we don't need that. Once you start typing, a simple code completion window will pop up. Oh yeah, so it does explain the tab completion. Very nice. Don't worry if this is your first time program. So yeah, anyone can actually pick up this game. It eases you into programming, apparently, from what it looks like. But if it's also pretty nice and dandy for those who aren't first time programmers. The language is unlocked step by step, so you won't be overwhelmed by all the things you do. The syntax is also similar to that of Python. So if you actually come out of this game more interested in programming, you could go straight into Python, basically. I'm not too familiar with Python myself, but it should be fun nevertheless. And of course, if you already know Python, it's not a problem either. You'll just be able to skip the early game quickly to get to the more interesting stuff. So, apparently there are commands and all that stuff, but it's all locked behind progress and stuff. So currently the only statements are available are harvest. Also, I could do this. Cool. I can actually copy. Paste. Paste. Ugh. I could use a for loop though. Huh. Okay. So now I can have an unlock, and I could actually unlock loops. Alright, so you have unlocked while loops. Don't worry about creating infinite loops. The delays in execution will prevent the program from freezing. So this has some safeties, which is really nice. So if you're a beginner and you did something silly like this, you know, and yet you did paste a lot of this and you press run. I mean, yes, that's nice, but there's a much more elegant solution that doesn't require that much code. And also, okay, so it definitely does look like capitalization is important. Harvest. Now we could do this. Nice. I'm sure that's not going to be annoying later on. So you could see how the you can see how the while loop thing works. So if while a statement is true, run everything that's underneath the run everything that's underneath it, and everything that's under the loop is considered tabbed. So, well, since I put the condition as true, it's always going to run. It's always going to keep looping. So, and of course, yeah, it says here you want to create a constant Boolean value. So if you do something like this, it's never going to trigger. It's never going to loop. It's not going to even run. If you do while true, this will always run. So normally creating an infinite loop is a bad idea because it will freeze the program. Yeah, that's very bad practice. But in this game, there are delays between each iteration of the loop, so it will cause the drone to keep doing a flip until you manually stop it by pressing the execute button again. So this is stop this thing. And of course, you'll also notice that the line is indented. That is an indication that this is part of the segment, a separate segment, and it's considered part of the loop, like I said. So anyway, so far so good. So what's this grass unlock? Increases the yield of grass. Oh, I can upgrade this too. Oh, now it's actually going for 2. Oh, okay. Increases the speed of the drone. Oh, that's very helpful. Oh. Oh, but it's very inefficient now. Oh, stop that. The execution speed has doubled, but now the drone harvests faster than the grass can grow, resulting in no harvest at all. So now we need an if conditional. Okay. Okay, so you could do this kind of conditional. If the statement is true, then this happens, or if another statement is true, then this happens, or you do, and if none of these statements are true, then you do everything else. For beginners, so here's the can harvest condition. Returns true if the plant under the drone is fully grown, false otherwise. So for beginners, if the if condition takes a while, if takes a condition just like the while loop and executes if the code block executes the code block if the condition evaluates the true. So if this condition is true, you do flip, and then yada yada yada. Can be shortened to, yes, you could do something like this too. But this is bad form, trying to nest ifs like that. Don't do that. So far we've only had true and false conditions, which is of course not very useful with if. Oh, I wouldn't say that. The new function can harvest. Oh yeah, well, only had true and false conditions. Right, just by itself. So now we have a new conditional. Right, if can harvest, do something. So now we can use if to prevent the drone from harvesting too early. So let's do something like this. Let's improve the code. So it's going to continuously loop. If can harvest, then you harvest. If it doesn't go, then it's going to keep on go. So now we could do something like this. That's easy. That's easy enough. You don't have to go through the silly, do a flip thing. I mean, you can if you want to buffer it a little bit more, but that's not necessary. It's just, you can just do the conditional if. It's going to keep checking until the loop is going to keep checking first if you can harvest. And if it's true, it's going to initiate it. If not, the loop will do nothing and next iteration will continue. So just like that. So that's not too hard. So now we have expands the farmland and unlocks movement. Oh, well, we could do more. Your farm has grown. The space is not much use if you can't move the drone. So that is a new function move that moves the drone. So you need to have a condition. You need to have a variable with the move. Okay. So now there's 4 new constants: north, east, south, west. If you move over the edge of the farm, the drone will be moved to so it will loop around. It will wrap around, basically. Okay. The following example will keep moving north and wrap back to the start when it reaches the edge of the farm. So while true, move north. Okay, so let's stop here. So Now I want to take advantage of these things. So let's try to visualize what we want to do here. Because you want to be able to visualize what you want the code to do first before you actually type it. That's proper, right? So in this case, we want our drone to move south. It's going to actually wrap around if we do that. So it's going to move south first. Check. If it can harvest, then harvest. After that, the loop will go. We'll go back, move south. If it can harvest, okay. So let's do move south. Again, it seems like capitalization is very important. It's capitalization sensitive. So now we do something like this. And by the way, this is a little important to order is kind of important. So if you do move, it's going to move first and then do this. If you put the move after, it's going to do the harvest then move, which, yeah, something like that. Order of how you do the code is important as well. Okay. It's not bad. And of course we could upgrade our code. Oh, wait, what is that? Oh, we could actually, okay, cool. Huh. So... Okay, so, oh, well, so what is that? Okay, increases the yield of grass, I mean, sure. So now it does 3. And now it does 4. Okay. So, oh my god, operator, but I need logs. I'm guessing this is where this comes in. Alright, plants. Grass is nice because it grows automatically. All other plants have to be planted with the plant function. The only plant you can plant right now is the bush. You can pass the type of plant you want to plant to the function like this. So plant entities bush. This will plant a bush under the drone. Call clear to reset the farm to all grass and reset the drone position. Alright, so I'm guessing I'm going to do this then. So we're going to do clear. Okay. So let's see. Can I comment? Oh, I can do comments. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So now let's see. What happens if we do plant? Wait. So entities bush. So what happens if I run this code? Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna get the bush is where we could get our wood, I assume. And I'm guessing that's how far it's going to grow. Okay. It doesn't seem like there's a check to see if there's a way to plant other things at the moment. So I think what I'm going to do here, let's try this. Also, there's no way for me to do what's it called? If thens. Oh no, not the so it's not the while, it's like a limited loop thing. I forgot the name of it. But anyway. I'm guessing we're going to do something like We're going to do something stupid like this. And then just... Okay. And then we're gonna do this. Are. I'm sorry, what? Okay. Huh. When you... Okay. Interesting. I was not expecting that. I definitely was not expecting that. Okay. So we're gonna do something slightly different here. So it's basically, we have to do a copy of this, but the difference is every time you harvest, then we also have to replant we have to replant the entity. Okay. Takes 4 seconds on a small bush that drops items wood. Takes 4 seconds on average to grow, grows on turf or soil. Oh. Alright, so now this is a variation of the main code, but the only addition is that it's going to plant the bush. See? Yay. It's a little slow, unfortunately, but it's, hey, it has to check to see if it's growing or not. So, you know, it's fine. It's fine. Is it enough for me to go? Okay, so now I have a speed upgrade. Grass upgrade 2, expanding the farm, dear God. Okay. Now it's really fast. Alright, oh my god, 4 loops, finally. Your farm has expanded again. Now the tiles are no longer in a nice row, so you need to find a way to traverse a square grid. But the while loop is simply not possible, at least until you unlock senses. Senses? What do you mean by that? So now it's time to introduce the for loop. So the for loop just works like the loop in Python, called for each loop in some languages, not to be confused with the C style for loop, which is a different thing. I wouldn't say it's a... It must be given a sequence to iterate over. So for this in this sequence, then you do this with the I, and only for this much. The currently only way to get such a sequence is through the range function. Range n returns a sequence containing numbers from 0 to n in steps of 1. Range start to n returns a sequence containing numbers from start to n in steps of 1. Range start step size return a sequence containing number... Oh, that's new. Okay. So what's mainly useful about this is being able to run some code exactly a certain amount of times like this. So whenever you do I for n range, so it's going to do flip. Function get world size is also available now. It returns the side length of your farm. This way you could write code that won't break with the next expand upgrade. Oh, so it does show hints. Okay. How to move the drone around. Click the spoiler for a hint. Okay. Okay. So let's do the following. Alright, so now we did a clear. So now we have the challenge of how to traverse this thing, which isn't too much of a... So before we could do south, and then harvest. Now I want to do something like what we're actually going to do. What what we want to do is to do the following. So you're gonna start here, right? You go south, check, south, harvest, south, harvest, south, harvest. That's one loop. After that, you go to the next, run that again, then go to the next, run that again. You're gonna keep doing all of that. So technically, it's what I would call nested for loops. So let's keep this in mind for now. Okay. Oh, I could do this too? Okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, that's an error. It's fine. So for I in range. So okay. Generates a sequence of numbers, range n, returns from end to end exclusive. All right. So you start with 0. Remember, you start with 0. So if you want to do, but if you want to not be, confused as heck, you could do from 1 to 3. So let's say 1 to 3, right? You don't have to do anything with I in this case. All right. So again, we're going to do the following. All right, containing at least one statement. Yeah. So now we're going to do the following. Okay, interesting. All right. So when it hits 3, it ends. Okay. I had to double check that first. So now that it does that, right? Once that loop is done, then you move east. Now we do something like this. Okay. Now we're going to do another for loop or not. Well, I wouldn't say a for loop. It's more like, while true. So while true, it's going to keep looping around like this. Okay, just like that. The loops is what's really important in here. Now get the world size is also available, which is pretty good if you want to program this thing a little bit more. In fact, how do I get that function actually? All right, I'm actually going to show a hint here because I only want to see how I could get this to trigger. Okay. Maybe helpful to turn this idea into code. Yeah, okay. This is what I wanted to know. How they implement that. So in this case, I'm going to set get world size. It returns the side length. Okay. So in this case, it would be like that, right? Okay. All right. Nice. So increase the yield of the grass. Ooh. The drone can see what's under it and where it is. Oh, that's actually really good. Alright, so let's see while this thing is farming. The drone can see now! Wait, the drone wasn't able to see before? What? So now the functions have been unlocked. Get X position, get Y position. Oh, excuse me. Y position. Returns the current X and Y of the drone. At the start position, they're both 0. So this is 0, 0. Okay, so it's kind of like in a, those, algebra graph stuff. This is 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2. No. Wait, what? Hold on. The X position increases by 1 every tile towards E. Okay, yeah. So 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2. Okay, yeah, I had it backwards. Oops! Num's items returns how many of an item you have. So if you have a certain amount of hay, so num items hay returns how much hay you have. Okay, so if you want to do additional conditions and stuff. Get entity type, get ground type, returns the type of entity or ground that's under your drone. Once you have unlocked operators, you could I should probably unlock operators then. Let's actually do that. Now I have operators unlocked, so they work like in Python. But if you don't know what that means, that's okay. So you have the arithmetic operators, plus, minus, multiplication, division. I think this is let's see. Oh, it's defined to just floor the number after division. Okay. And then you have the remainder, and then I don't remember what this one is. And of course, you have the comparison operators like equals to, not equals, less than or equals, greater than or equals, greater than, less than, greater than. And then you have the Boolean operators, not, and, or. Okay. All the numbers in the game are floating point numbers, so all our arithmetic operators are just floating point operator. Okay, so let's not worry too much about that. And operators allow you to perform operations on values, so I've already explained this one. This one's the modulo, also known as the remainder. So for modulo 2 is 0. 5 modulo 2 is 1. So you got this comparison stuff. Can only be used on numbers, right? Boolean operators, which we're familiar with. But this one is like... So, yeah, now we're going to logic. Not simply inverts values. So, not false evaluates to true, not true evaluates to false. And evaluates to true only if both values are true. Yes. Or evaluates to true if at least one of the variables is true. So, yeah, that's fine. So I think we need to go back and check about this one a little bit more. So do a flip if you're over a bush. Right. I don't know why you want to do that, but sure. The none keyword is also unlocked. None is a value that returns there's no value. So if something's empty. A function that has no return statement will actually return none. Get entity type returns none if there's no entity under the drone. Okay. So supposedly if I want to do more... Okay, well I need... Oh god, I need carrots. I definitely need carrots. Okay. Wait. So, how far can this thing go, this upgrade? Debug. Tools with helping to debug. Oh, hello. Sometimes your code just doesn't work and you need to find out why. There are a couple of tools here. First is to execute the program step by step. You could go into step-by-step mode with the button next to the execute button. So, in other words, yeah, this thing here. Breakpoints can be added by clicking on the breakpoint panel to the left of the code. When execute reaches the line where the breakpoint is, it will automatically switch to step-by-step mode. Oh, okay. So that's pretty helpful. Oh, thank God! I could do prints now. Okay, when the execution reaches the line, okay. And when you hover a variable, a current value will be displayed, but you could also do print. It will print any value passed to it directly into the air. So, prints, okay. Prints true or false. Prints the current position. The print function prints the value directly into the air and to the output page. Oh. Okay. Oh my God, there's an external editor. Okay, so here's the available functions all so far. Items. Quick print? Prints value just like quick print, but it doesn't stop to write into the air, so it can only be found on the output page. Okay. That's nice. This action is not affected by speed upgrades. Also nice to have this kind of execution time. So if you want to be really exact, get the current game time. Oh, okay. Get ground type. Interesting. Get entity type. Okay. Get world size. Okay. Okay. So we need... I mean, this is nice and all that. I don't know how far I have to upgrade this. But, oh my God, benchmarking? Why? Functions to temporarily slow down the execution and make the grid smaller. Why? There's also, I need to do carrots. Variables, that's nice, but I need to have I need to be able to plant more logs. So I guess this is where the this is the next problem that we have. Well, I would say problem, but not really. I think what I can do here, alright, so let's stop that. We don't need any more hay for a while. Okay, so now let's adjust this, and it's just basically doing this. There's nothing much different. Yeah, it's not that much different. It's actually because of the way that the bush grows, it takes 4 seconds. So it takes about 4 seconds to... Yeah, so by the time the loop is done, the bush is already fully grown, and you could harvest it immediately. Okay. All right, we're getting somewhere. We're certainly getting somewhere. Variables, I can't do that yet. So I'm guessing... Oh, wait. Okay, so I need carrots no matter what. Alright. Carrots! Before you can plant carrots, you have to do 2 new things. Oh, God. First, carrots can only grow on tilled soil, so I have to till. While the drone is over, I call tilt again to until the soil. Oh, we don't want to do that. Oh. So you need to be able to check if something is not tilled. Because you don't want to call the till again to untill. Second new feature is the carrots need seeds to grow. You could buy carrot seeds with the new trade function. Okay? You have to pass an item type to trade like this. Trade item carrot seed. If the item can be bought, then it will be bought with this. You can see the cost of any item in its tooltip. The tooltip will appear... The tooltip appears when you mouse over the item itself or the item name in the code. Eh? What do you mean it has a cost? And the cost of the carrot... What? Wait a minute. General info. Okay. Plants. No. So how much? Okay. I'm guessing we're going to try and plant seeds now. Great. Okay, so now we're going to do something silly like this. So basically what I want to be able to do, while true, first it's going to check the ground. If it's not tilled, first it's going to check the ground. If it's not tilled, it's going to till it. All right, so move south. So first it'll move south. Let's see. What's the function for checking the ground or whatever? I think it's sons of senses, right? Senses. No, not here. Operators? No, it's not under operators. What is it under then? It said that there was something for, oh, here it is, sorry. Get ground type. If... Get... No. Okay. If get ground type returns, oh, okay. And it says there, if you need ground soils, okay, so. Grounds, soil, then you till it. I'm going to assume, okay. All right, if it can harvest, okay. So I think what it's going to do, if the ground type is not ground soil, now I'm willing to bet as soon as I harvest, actually, you know what? Stop. Clear it. All right, so let's try this again. Let's go get a new code window. Let's run each thing manually and see what it does. So, till. Okay. So first it's going to till. And then, carrots. To do like this. Okay. Okay, so so this untils. And then so you have to pass by an item, okay, like this trade. Items, carrot seed. So, oh dear, okay. Use to grow carrots by calling. Oh dear, okay. So then plant so how does this go again? Okay. Entities, carrots. And then it's gonna keep growing. I assume it's done. Let's see. How long does it take? It takes 6 seconds on average to grow. Grows only on soil. Alright. And comment all this out. And then harvest. Okay. it doesn't revert it back. But if I do the clear, it does. Okay. All right. So when you till the ground, when you harvest things from tilled ground, it doesn't revert back to grass. All right. That's what I wanted to know. So now, let's try and think about this a little bit more carefully now. Oh, wait. I already had this so far. So this one, it's if it's ground tilled. Okay. If get entity type isn't entity at instant entity carrots, then you plant entity carrots. Okay, so if it's okay. Oh, right. Then I actually have to trade for it too. Oops. Right. Trade items. Carrot seed. Okay. And then it actually do it else. Because if it does, because if this is entity carrots underneath it, then it's going to do this next. So else, if it can harvest, it's going to harvest. That's it. I think this should work. So move south. If it's not tilled, then till it. Oh, wait, you know what? Okay. If get ground type is ground soil, then till. Else. Okay. So there's going to be a few checks. One, it's going to definitely check if the ground is tilled. If it's not tilled, then wait, then I actually want to do this. No. Okay, no. I want that separate. Because it will trigger first no matter what. Okay. So first it's gonna if it's not soil, till it. And if the thing underneath the drone is not entity carrots, as in like none or something else completely different, it'll trade for a carrot seed, then plant the carrot. Otherwise, it's going to check if it's harvestable. If not, it's going to keep moving until we get to the point where we can. So let's see. Uh-oh. This is a bit of a problem. Okay, first of all, what do you mean? Okay, there's something severely wrong here. For whatever reason, this is not triggering properly. It doesn't sense if there's something underneath. Oh, wait. Because that. Aha! You see what's wrong here? See that blunder that I did? Yeah. That was a pretty bad blunder. And because I have 78 carrot seed, that's kind of bad also. So we're also going to do an additional check. If items carrot seed is less than 0, then trade. Because I don't want to get more than... Yeah, let's not do that. Okay, so let's try this again. Huh? Wait, what? Oh, wait. I think I have to get, like, how many items are that I have? Is there a way for me to figure that? Is there a way for me to get that? Operators. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Because what I'm looking for... Senses? Oh, num items. Okay, okay. Returns how many of an item that you have. Okay. That's what I need. So it's num items. Okay. It turns how many of an item you have. For example, num items. And hey, we're okay. Gotcha. Okay. So let's run through this kind of fast, right? So, actually, we'll do this step by step because this exists. So this is going to loop no matter what. So for iron range, every time. Okay, so first, true, range, get world size. So first move south. If the ground type is not soil, then you till it. If the entity type underneath is not carrots, in this case it's blank. What do you mean? Oh, whoops. Okay. All right, let's try that again. So if it's that, then till. Yeah, entity type. Huh? Oh my god, it's that case sensitive. Dude, my goodness. Bruh. Oh wait, no. You know what? It should be able to work. Yay! It works! So there is going to be a point where this thing is going to fail. Absolutely fail. So I do have to think of a way to... Okay. So you want to be able to program the drone to be adaptable. Because there's going to be a point, because you do need to trade for these. And unfortunately, that costs 1 log and 1 hay. So you actually have to make the drone be able to compensate for that. So if you've ran out of materials, then you stop what you're doing, grow something else. Until you hit a limit. Then when you both qualified, then you could start doing carrot seeds again. Something like that. Does that make any kind of sense? I don't know if that makes any kind of sense, but at least that's how I could see this being plausible. Excusez-moi. Oh, wait. I see what's wrong here too. Technically it should be 0. There you go. Now it's working. I mean, I actually might have to consider doing flips. Because that's actually, because it's checking a little too fast. So what I'd probably want to do, if it can harvest, harvest. Else, do a flip. All right, let's try this. I kind of wish I had to wait. But yeah, you could see how this kind of works. Also, another thing that I'm noticing, when it harvests, it doesn't run this again. That's another problem. This is another problem. So, how do I want to fix this problem? Let me think here. Let me think. Actually, let me pause the video while I think. Okay, I fixed it. Had to think about it a little bit, and the solution I came up was, again, something I explained completely earlier regarding the order of the code that you do. So, basically, it's going to check a few things. One, if it's tilled, if it's a ground A tilled, till it. And believe me, this is why I have don't have any else's right here, because you want each of these running, these checks running at the same time. You want these checks running one at a time. You're not going to be, if this doesn't work, go to here. I don't want that. You just if this is around, you do this code, and then you move on. So basically, check the ground, check if it's check if there's anything you could harvest, and check if whatever's underneath you is carrots. That's it. That's very simple. It's very, very simple. So, with that in mind, yay, variables! Variables are dynamically typed like in Python and can be assigned like this. So, declare variable, okay. Declare variable B and then store the return value of can harvest in it. Oh, okay. So you could actually store now you could actually do valuables in which you could store information for later that you can recall. And of course, the equals operator is used to declare a variable and store a value in it. Don't confuse it with the logic operator. So anyway, A5, so for everything, for I in range A, so it's going to do the loop for 5 times. With variables, so you do the same thing also with the while loop. So while this thing is I is less than A, then you do flip, then you keep going. Also, it looks like these operations are also available, abbreviated operations. So, you can see I equals. So, if you want to step up a number like this, you could shorten it to this instead. Pretty much. Okay, so now that we have variables, oh my god, we could do functions too. Oh boy. And there's watering to make them grow faster. Trees. Why? Define my own functions? Absolutely. You've already seen built-in functions like harvest. Now you can define your own. So use the def keyword to define a new function. Ooh. Okay. You can call the function to execute the function code by just saying that. This allows for easy code reuse. So if you want to do basically, this is even more advanced than just, you know, copy pasting the same code to run multiple times. Instead, just define it into a function and just run the function. That simple. And you can see the examples here. Of course, use the return keyword to make a function return a value if necessary. Don't have to. You don't have to if you don't want to. So, for example, the following function defines the exclusive or operation. The exclusive is true if one is okay. Functions are let's see. Functions are values just like any other value in def statement. And of course you can do return D. Oh dear, it's actually out. Stop. Now I actually need to plant trees or logs or bushes or whatever. Also, what is this? Functions are values just like any other value, and def statement acts just like any assignment statement, assigning the function to whatever name you give it. That means you could do wild things like this. Huh? Wait, what? You could actually nest the def function statements? What? Okay. Here f calls a function f which defines a new returns a new function d. What the You probably shouldn't do this because it's really hard to read. Oh my god. Unlike Python, functions defined in the global scope of any open file can be called by their name even if def statement has never been executed. Huh. Okay, well, first of all, I didn't know you could actually do this, but I get the feeling you shouldn't. It says you definitely shouldn't. I won't. That's kind of insane. Okay. And then last but not least, can I have... Oh, I need to get... Okay, well... I'm going to have to come up with a solution to deal with the trees and grass and whatever. Give me a moment. Okay. It took a little bit of... It took a few minutes for me to think it in my head. And now we have a bit of a more proper program. So, my idea is this. There is a whenever it comes to functions, what you're basically doing is taking something that's that can be always repeatable, but can be altered in a way, like, for example, you planting, the steps into planting is the same, but what you're planting could vary. That's what you want to use a function for, to define what you're planting and still continue along with the same steps so that you're not repeating code over and over and over. So in my case here, what I have done, I have a general farm plan here. So you could see what it's doing here. Right now, it's following this simple plan. You move south. You're going to check the ground to see... There's two variables that are defined. Does the ground need to be tilled? And what are you planting? So now, does the ground need to be tilled? Then you check. If the ground isn't tilled, then you till it. Otherwise, if this is false, this will kick in which if the ground type is not, if the ground type is soil, it's going to untill it. Next, if anything underneath the drone can be harvested, it will automatically harvest. Afterwards, it's going to kick in the next function. Do you want to plant more things then? So this is particularly important because in terms of hay, every time you harvest grass, grass is going to continuously grow. So you don't actually have to work. So this thing is always going to kick in as grass, and skip all of this. Otherwise, because we're doing bushes, it's going to, if there's no bush underneath, in which, yeah, that's going to happen because when you harvest a bush, it's going to turn back to grass. And then it's going to plant the grass. Easy. Carrots are a different issue. Carrots actually require some trading, which I'm going to tweak this around a little bit more to see. I'm willing to bet there's a way around this. I'm willing to bet there's a way around this, like a switch case, you know what I mean? I don't know if that actually exists, or do I need to unlock it? Do I need to unlock it? Oh god. List to store lots of values? Auto unlock? What does that mean? Pump utilities min max abs function? Pumpkins? Oh, cool. I actually do need to do that. That's wonderful. Yeah, let's do that. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. There's no switch thing? I'm going to assume there probably is a way. I'm going to assume there is a way to get around that. There has to be a way to get around that. Well, anyway. For now, because I only have carrots available, if the last thing is if end plant is carrots, that's the required thing that I want to grow, then it's going to, if I don't have any seeds available, it will trade for the seed and then plant the seed. Easy. And we're going to, this will keep looping around. So I have a catch-all in this way. First, it's going to farm the required amount of hay, which I'm defining as 1,000. Then it's going to farm the required amount of wood, which is also 1,000. And unfortunately, this one's kind of slow. Actually, is there a way I could deal with that? Oh. Oh dear. I might actually need this, to be honest. Trees are a better way to get wood than bushes. They give 5 wood each. Like bushes, they can be planted in grass or soil. Trees like to have some space and plant. Oh, are you serious? The growing time is double for each tree that is on a tile directly to the northeast and south of it. So if you plant trees on every tile, they'll take 16. Yo, what the? Oh no. And this is upgradable, isn't it? Oh, that's great. Well, and then I need to water stuff too. Okay. Well, this is gonna take a while, but I think you get the gist of it. Once you start unlocking things, it's basically, I wouldn't say requirements as opposed to how can I make something go faster? How can I make something be easier? And also because now I'm like, so now I actually have to start from the beginning again. So that's what we have here. Oh, so you see how now, obviously, if you're not too much into programming, this is not going to be easy for you to, figure out. But since I'm pretty experienced with this kind of thing, yeah, this is how I would solve the problem. So there are always going to be way better ways to go about it. But in general, when you're trying to do programming, I mean, the way that I was taught, you always have, before you have the main function that runs everything, you have certain things to define, such as basically all of the functions, all the variables, you define it beforehand, before you start running everything through. Because you're looking at the constants, you're looking at what's the general repeatable code that you want to run over and over and over with some variations. And then you make everything run all at once. So this is how I tend to format things. Some people would say the same way, others may do it a little differently. Like, for example, I think some people teach like the definitions, that the function definitions would be after the main code. It really doesn't matter, but this is the way how I'd like to read things. And yeah, that's basically how we can solve the problem of having to deal with the carrot issue, the carrot seed, trading carrot seed. Also, is it just me or this thing's doing a lot better? Obtained from bushes and trees, huh? Of course, now we have a different issue regarding actual wood. Like, bruh, I don't think I'm going to be able to deal with that anytime soon, though. In bushes and trees. Oh, actually, wait. I actually want to do that then. Screw that. Okay, now it's actually planting the carrots. You see that? See that? Oh. Okay. Okay. So now now I'm encountering a different problem. Excusez-moi. If the need to be tilled and the ground isn't... Oh, actually, you know what? Now that I realize. I forgot the problem here. If not need till and... So, yeah, I needed to define that too. Oopsies, I forgot. Now it should work properly, I hope. Let's see here. Because basically this was triggering and yeah. I did not want this to trigger if the soil didn't need to be tilled. I mean untilled, you know what I mean. Now it's working properly. See that? Isn't that nice? And by the way, yes, this is going to, if either one of these becomes false, then this will no longer kick in and we're going to go back to this. So yeah, you could see, so now the program is working perfectly, but it could always be a little bit better. So in the case of watering, oh my god, I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with this, but anyway, I think you got the basic gist. I actually really enjoy this game. It actually took me a little bit to figure out this. And of course, you know, sometimes errors happen. It happens. You just fix the code and move on. But now we're actually adding more complexity in order to make things go faster. So, I'm gonna have a little bit of time to figure this out. But I'm recording this before I start my vacation anyway, so whatever. Anywho, I do hope you enjoy looking at this game with me, exploring this game with me. And again, it's called The Farmer Was Replaced. It's already out. It doesn't cost too much. I encourage you, definitely go try this game out. It's absolutely wonderful. Could use could use some more music though. But that's okay. I have my own views. I have my own music, so it works. Anywho, if you do like what you see, do like, comment, and subscribe onto my channel if you haven't already, and also follow me on Twitch and Twitter as well. This should be the last recorded video I have. Obviously, I do have VODs for every single day that I'm not going to be around. But otherwise, yeah, I will be. I will be back. I'll be back sooner or later. Or unless you're already watching this from like months from now, then I'm already back. Haha. Oh, at least I hope I am. Anywho, thank you for watching. This has been iamflip. Peace out for now.